Okay, second set, here we go. Beginning our second set, we're going to have Patricia Smith, and the first time I heard her at Stone Soup, I hadn't heard anyone speak with that power or had the ability to translate the human scenery into the spoken word since Eldridge Cleaver, Afeni Shakur, Michael Tabor, the Black Panther Party. I don't know if she's going to take that introduction. These people were like anointed. So for all you who have heard her, you know what I'm talking about. For you who haven't, fasten your seatbelts. She's unsafe at any speed.
Thanks a lot. I have to say, it was very interesting when you were talking about feeling like an alien in a strange land. I've lived here since November, and it's really strange to walk in places and not see one black face. This city has the worst racial climate of any city I've ever been to. So that's what I'm working on.
Live in Johannesburg.
New Hampshire.
We are.
Not this week, thank you.
Right. Don't like in Boston to Johannesburg.
Step into any public.
This is a hot crowd.
Well, we don't like bigotry, you know.
I tried to bring some new poetry because I've been reading out of a book a lot at Stone Soup. So I brought some things from, and when you all have a book, you understand this, you can always say, my new manuscript, it sounds real good, but it's just actually 4 poems I had lying around. This is called Mouths. The mouths of my body are asking for you. They whisper and wait for answers. They make little sucking noises and open wide, wanting to be fed. Remembering the taste of you, they can't understand why you don't come around much anymore. Rosebud mouths of my nipples, twin virgins press themselves forward to be kissed goodnight. Mouths of my belly, mouths in the palm of my hand keep repeating to me how your body is shaped. Mouth of the delicate neck flesh, base of my throat that kissed your fingers, that tasted your breath when you pressed your face down to that shelter. Whale mouth of my arms, opening to swallow you, and closing, still hungry, teeth fingers, nails that nibbled your back, bit down when you struggled in my arms, hooked you, and held on. Ocean mouth, where you came into me, womb full of swimming mouths, seawater, mewing of hungry birds who dive for fish the waves toss. This world of creation, no longer provided for. I know about endings, I don't like to complain, but I have so many hungry mouths in me. Mouths that you are the father of, mouths that do not understand abandonment. They whimper and howl all night, and only subside, little cannibals, when they feed on one another. Thigh touches thigh, and tongue quiets the wrist in the palm of the hand, while the other hand goes searching below, offering a finger to suck on, soft flesh, but nothing to drink. I've been separated from my husband since I took a job here in November, and you'll be able to tell. This is called Shifting Borders. This was written during a trip to Tangier, December of '89. To escape the rain, I am drawn into the clattering folds of the Medina, where soft gold hurls brilliant, the streets simmer. Children run with dinner balanced on their shoulders. Voices click and hiss at my new tall walking, you pretty, pretty brown woman. This was once a troubling revelation. But here, I am at home in my new hard shoes. My mouth pulls steaming chunks of mutton from the fingers of a stranger, who then offers red silk for my hair, musky oil for the valleys of my throat. For a moment, his tongue wrestles with American, then gives up. As the day grows seamless, I think of my lover, of the ways he would try to burn this dust from my body. We would bend at right angles against the rain. We would hide warm, flat circles of bread beneath our clothing. But he is an earth away, and I am torn without him. Confronted by my new geography, even he will not remember how to touch me. His eyes will search for the edges he knew were once there. His hands will move to establish new borders. But this pretty brown woman of new tall walking will render his fingers useless. Smoky, so if you see tears are not crocodile tears, although some of these do make me want to cry. I got a bunch of kind of Chicago, I'll just do this one. My mother, who I just was able to start writing about, she stopped wearing slacks 30 years ago. And when I got to the, old enough to ask her about it, all I found out was that she went dancing one night and something happened, and when she came back, she stopped wearing slacks and she found God. So, danger of having a daughter who writes poetry is if she's not going to tell me what's going on, I just make it up. So, this is my mother's last night on the dance floor. 30 years ago, my mother stopped wearing slacks. Locked into the twine time at Silvio's on Lake Street, she suddenly felt the devil at work in her squat brown legs. Willie James, my daddy's best friend only when my daddy was around, was swinging my mama damn near over his head. Tyrone Davis saying, "Baby, won't you change your mind?" And she almost had. That little bit of JB had found her ankles and clipped her body loose with nosy Miss Sarah James watching and talking a long line of shit. "That Annie Pearl Smith don't back up off my man. I'll cut her throat so bad that phony gold necklace won't have no place to sit." Sarah James always talking long lines of shit. Meanwhile, my mother wondered who put the batteries in her toes. She tugged up the tight legs of black satin pants and kicked high enough for Willie to catch her foot and spin her completely around till she was facing the door. She wondered about her one and only chance to walk out into a normal night of no dancing, no lucky smoke striking her dizzy, no quick shots of juiced lightning bought on the sneak with Willie James' last money. Suddenly she wanted to rip the pants from her legs. She wanted to go crazy in love, to leave the wild arc of her fingernail in someone's skin. She wanted cool, fluid fingers to spin her in an endless bop, a faceless dance where she moved like hot sauce, a dance that went on so she'd never grow too old to remember the words to the songs they played in dark places. Damn, she was almost 30, with a bright-eyed baby girl waiting at home. But all she really had was jammed like smooth talk between the number keys on the jukebox. She never learned to dance high yellow and south side. All she really had was that night, the heartbreak music blew like Baptist wailing, pants that stuck to her like Willie James after he'd sucked down his third shot of the house brand. Her legs felt like drums. The sweaty slacks bit into her, and only the rhythm line changed while she fastened another dance partner onto the ends of her arms. Willie slid back to his wife, that one gold tooth sparkling back my mama's way, flashing once for every scar they'd beaten into the dance floor, flashing that secret sign that made women turn to Jesus and back again. The DJ said, "Shit," as the 45 he was about to play snapped in his hand. My mama's legs rumbled in the quiet, her feet pounded along with the bass notes. She thought the flowers in her head. When the scream came from her, the sound bounced like a bullet off the close-together walls, and that high, thin cry was the night's only perfect music. It was the sound and the dance to the sound. It was the peculiar music of a woman needing to free her guilty legs. They had moved beyond her, tangled in the nastiest rhythm she knew, and religion was the only way out. That Friday night at Silvio's on Lake Street, my mother offered herself to God. He was her final partner, sliding her roughly across the floor toward the door, finally freeing her sweaty satin legs to walk the straight, to walk the narrow.